Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back to the part 2 of this tutorial on developing the library for character LCD. So just to recap what we have done in the previous part, we had created a library partly which is able to initialize the LCD and display a character like a letter A. So now from this basic setup, we have to proceed further to elaborate the library to be a more useful um, thing. Right. So we have displayed a character like in this display. We have initialized the library and we have written a function like LCD character, and this is able to display the character in the main program. This is the main program in which the LCD has been initialized in 8-bit mode. It has been initialized and then a character CH65, which is letter A, is displayed. Now we want to display a string. So string is nothing but a collection of characters followed by a null, which is basically, as you know, in C language, there is no data type like string as in other languages. So string is considered as an array of characters. However, at the end of this array, there is a special character which is character 0 or null, which indicates the end of the string. So we write a function LCD string. So this is a very simple function, and let's copy it and paste it here. So this is the LCD string function. So what it does is it accepts a string of characters. So characters is basically an array. Like if you write um, hello, uh, H-E double L, hello. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters, and this will be considered as an array. So when you pass an array to a function, it is passed as a pointer or address of the array. So an address of the array will be passed, and from that array, we take one character and put that character using the LCD character function that we had previously written, display that character using that pointer which has been passed, and after that we advance the pointer to by 1 so that the next character is read. We do this again and again till we encounter a character which is 0. So while pointer to string means while there is a character, display that character using the LCD character function and then load the next character. So when the character of 0 or null is reached, it means entire string has been printed, so the function is aborted. So similarly, as we have done previously, uh, let's write the prototype of this function into our include file and control V and semicolon, and that's it. So now we can display a string of characters in our function program. Like if you remove this and now write LCD string and you write anything hello world, right? And now we compile the program, and in our Proteus simulation, let's run it, and you can see the hello world message has been displayed. Okay, so now we can display a single character or we can display a string of characters. Now, how about uh, displaying numbers? So, if we have a number n or it is an integer, all we have to do is to convert that number into a string and then display it using the LCD string. So how can we convert a number into a string? There are a number of functions available in C language which can help us convert a string number into string. For example, let me see if I can find uh, in Google. We search for uh, I2A in C. I2A is integer to ASCII characters in C. So if you look at the details of this function, so this function will accept a decimal value or a number in any form and convert it into an ASCII equivalent. Similarly is as uh, uh, I2A, this function. Then L2A is the long uh, variable and converts it to an ASCII character, a string, and then we can use that string to display it. But a even more powerful and um user-friendly function is, which I thought is more useful, is sprintf. Just like printf, it is sprintf is string printf. Sprintf function, what it does is it accepts the parameters. First is the character string where you want its output. Then you give the character format, which is the constant, and then you give a list of variables, and that variable is converted into a string and it is put into the string. So why not to use this function as printf? So we can just put a number like here. If we have an integer, let's say integer x is equal to 1024, and in order to convert it to string we need an array character message of, let's say, make it a 16 byte array, and then you use sprintf into message comma format is %d or comma messages number is x, and then you display this message by typing message here. This is one extra bracket. Right, now let's build this program. So spr sprintf, and if you see this result, you can see 1024 displayed here. So using this sprintf function, we can not only display numbers but also we can give various types of formattings to it. Like if you want it to contain uh, 7 digits with leading spaces. uh, well, project, I hope it will work. Let's see. So there are leading zeros as well, and total number of digits is 7. So you can give a lot of formatting with this as printf function. So we will be using this function in our uh, library. So let's make a general purpose function to display the integers. So we have here a function lcd write integer, lcd write int function. So let's copy it and put it here, and after that this is lcd write. We pass it the format in which we want our number to be formatted, and we pass it a 32-bit integer number, unsigned integer number. So we declare a buffer which is a character array which will be private, so you don't have to declare uh, the character array in your main program for again and again for the print function. And then we use sprintf, and then we pass out the buffer, the format which has been passed here, and the number which has been passed here, and then we use lcd string to display the buffer. One thing which is important is that this sprintf function has to be uh, defined in our include files. So the include file which contains this function is uh, stdioh. So let's try to build it, but it is better that we include that file as well. It will be built without that. Let's try project build. It is built, but there are two warnings, and the warning is that it wants stdioh library to be included, because this function as printf has not been declared just like any other function. So we include hash include stdio.h. So this is in angle brackets because it is the standard library which is not part of the our project, but it is part of the C compiler. So now we build it, and now there are no warnings and no errors. And let's run the program, and we can see, sorry, we have not used it. So after the function has been declared, has been made, we have to add this function to our declarations, control V and semicolon. And now in our main program, we want to use it. We can say lcd uh, control space and write integer. Here is the function, write integer. Format is %d, and number is, let's say, x, or before that we have to declare x, and x is equal to 1024, and let's run it. And now you can see 1024 can be displayed. Similarly, if the number is negative, like x is equal to minus 1024, and here you give the format %u, sorry, %d will be fine. %d is for both signed and unsigned. It will display the minus sign as well. Here you can see the minus sign as well. So far so good. So let's try to display the numbers in a loop. So let's say if we have a variable here in the loop for int I is equal to 0 semicolon I is less than 10 semicolon I plus plus, and here we display the number LCD write integer, format is %d, and number is x, and after that we give a short delay HAL underscore delay of, let's say, 500 milliseconds, so that we can see the results. Project, build project. Uh, why is this error? LCD write int. Sorry, we are using X. We are using declared I here. Project, build project, and now you can see the numbers being displayed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will display sequentially one after the other. If you want to display it in the same place, we will have to use the uh, go to position. That will be the separate function. Similarly, when writing a number, like if, for example, if I delete it and here I display a number uh, and x is equal to 978, and I want to display a text along with it, so I can write LCD write int, and in format I can write uh, the number is, and after that I write %d, and in number mention x, right? So let's see project, build project, and no, this older project is running. There are two errors. What are the errors? In this bracket I forgot to delete. Right? So that this number is, and you can see the text also displayed along with the format. Now, just like the to display the integers, we can also display the make a function to display the floating point numbers. So for that, again, the process is similar, but we have to pass the floating point number. Since in standard C we cannot override the functions, we have to write a separate function. So let's write another function which is exactly same as this function, but this will be passed a number which will be not be integer, but it will be a double type number. Rest of the thing is the same. So declare this number here. and put it into our header file. Save it so that it is accessible. And in the main program, so let's see, now we have a floating point number. Float P is equal to 3.14 and LCD write float, and string will be, format will be %f, and number will be P. So build the project and run it again. Why this has been, nothing has been printed. This is not printing. Let's see. LCD write float. Should work. I don't know why it is not working. Let's try to change this type from float to double. Still not working. Yes, one thing. So when you are using this floating point numbers in this, uh, let's make it again float. If you want to use the floating point numbers in this program, and you want to use this sprintf function, you have to explicitly tell this library, this project, that you want to use sprintf function. So here you go to this properties and general and settings, and here are the MCU settings, and in MCU settings use float with printf function. So enable this and apply and close, and now you build the project, and there you are, 3.14. So if you want to use printf or sprintf with this with floating points, you have to enable that MPU algorithm which converts the decimal numbers into something, floating point numbers, etc. So I think let's stop here. We have now a relatively functioning library display the in which we can display the basically string, we can display the integers, we can display the floating point numbers, and in our next uh, part of this video, we will be making some functions that will be controlling the LCD, like cursor position and clearing the LCD and scrolling the display, etc., etc. So thank you very much for joining us. Do give us a feedback that if you like these videos and demonstrations, and hope for the best. Stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.